Hello and welcome. Today, we're going to be shifting gears, and I mean that literally. We are diving deep into one of the most important parts of your car, the transmission.
You see these terms everywhere, right? In car ads, reviews, manual, automatic, CVT, it can all sound like a bunch of jargon. But believe me, picking the right one can make or break how you feel about your car. It affects everything from your daily commute to how much you're spending on gas. So, let's break it all down.
Okay, so before we jump into comparing all the different kinds, we've got to start with the basics. What does a transmission, do? Why is it so important in the first place?
So think of the transmission as the bridge, the translator between your engine and your wheels. Your engine is spinning really fast, creating all this power. But the transmission's job is to take that power and manage it, turning it into the right amount of force, what we call torque, to actually get the car moving. Whether you're pulling away from a stop sign or flying down the highway, the transmission is what makes it all happen.
All right, now for the main event, the two that everybody knows. It's the classic showdown, really. This has been the big choice for drivers for decades. Do you want total control or do you want total comfort?
First up, we've got the good old manual. This is the one for the purists, right? You've got the stick shift, you've got that third pedal, the clutch. You're the one in charge of every single gear change. It gives you this incredible sense of control over the car, and, because it's mechanically simpler, it's often cheaper to make and to fix. Then, on the other side of the ring, you've got the automatic, and its whole reason for being is comfort. The car does all the work. No clutch, no shifting, you just put it in drive and go. If you're stuck in stop-and-go city traffic all the time, an automatic is an absolute game changer. It just makes driving so much less stressful.
So yeah, that's really the core trade-off right there. With a manual, you get more control, you feel more connected to the car, and it usually costs less. But with an automatic, you get way more comfort, and it's just plain easier to drive in traffic, even if it costs a bit more. It's that classic battle, engagement versus ease. But of course, the story doesn't end there. Technology moves on. Engineers started creating these new variations that kind of try to give you the best of both worlds or something completely different altogether. So let's talk about the automated transmission and the CVT.
Okay, first, the automated transmission. The easiest way to think about this one is that it's basically a manual, but with a little robot doing the clutch work for you. So you don't have that third pedal. Now, the potential downside here is that, depending on the car, those shifts can sometimes feel a little, slow or even a bit jerky.
And then there's the CVT, which stands for Continuously Variable Transmission. And this thing is totally different. It doesn't have gears in the traditional sense at all. Instead, it uses a clever system to constantly adjust the gear ratio, always keeping the engine running at its most efficient speed. The big win here, fantastic fuel economy and super smooth acceleration. No shifting whatsoever.
Okay, but what if you don't really care about comfort or cost? What if what you really want is just raw performance? Well, that's where the most advanced option on our list comes into play, the dual clutch transmission.
So, how does this magic work? It's brilliant, really. Imagine you have two gearboxes working together. As you're driving along in, say, third gear, one clutch is engaged with that gear, but the second clutch already has fourth gear lined up and waiting. The moment you need to shift, it happens almost instantly, in just a few milliseconds. It is seriously impressive engineering.
And what does that feel like? Well, because the shift is so fast, the power going from the engine to the wheels is almost never interrupted. That's why you'll find these in so many high-performance sports cars. The acceleration just feels relentless, and it's amazingly smooth.
So, we've gone through all of them, from the simplest manual to the super complex dual clutch. And you know what? It all comes back to a single question. What's right for you? What do you actually want from your car?
Let's put it all together in a quick summary. If you're all about control and saving a bit of cash, the manual is a fantastic choice. If you just want to be comfortable and relaxed in traffic, you can't go wrong with an automatic. If you're chasing the best fuel economy and a perfectly smooth ride, the CVT is the way to go. And if speed and performance are what gets you excited, it's gotta be the dual clutch.
And honestly, this is probably the most important thing to remember. There's no single best transmission for everybody. Anyone who tries to tell you that is missing the whole point. The best choice is the one that actually fits how you drive, what you can afford, and what you personally find fun when you're behind the wheel.
So, now I'll turn it back to you. After hearing all this, what do you think? Based on where you live and how you drive, which one would you pick? Would it be the engaging manual, the comfy automatic, the super efficient CVT, or that lightning-fast dual clutch? The right answer, well, it's all yours. Thanks for joining me.